Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another automation tutorial. In today's episode, if you couldn't tell by the title, we're going to be automating two sides. One is going to be the fries, or chips as they're called here, because this is a UK game developer after all, so they call what we call in North America fries, they call chips. Same difference. And the other one is going to be onion rings. Now, the onion rings have one extra step because you have to dip the onion in the flour. We'll get that in the second segment. But the first segment, we're going to set up our chips, and it's pretty straightforward. You have your chip or your potato sack. You turn this a grabber. Again, this could be a small grabber. Does not matter. Going into a conveyor mixer. Again, if this is a regular mixer or rapid mixer, then you just have another conveyor belt or another grabber here. You can use a heated mixer for chips. But again, when they back up, they will burn. Again, you can pick it up and put it down, and then it will stop the cooking, but it's, again, not recommended. Then we're going to have this one. I'll pull all these down like this, get them out of the way for us, and then we have something like that. And that's the most basic way how to do chips. And again, the prep station isn't needed, of course, but I'm just going to do a quick run through of this. And I'll show you guys exactly what happens. So the grabber grabs the potato, mixer chops it into chips, essentially. And there you go. So you say, is there a need for a rapid mixer? And obviously there's no need for a rapid mixer because the mixer that I have here, conveyor mixer or regular mixer, is faster than it takes the safety hob to cook the fries. But as you see, this is pretty straightforward. We can't really get much easier than this. Like chips are probably the easiest side to automate like this because you're basically you're taking a potato, you're doing one action to it, you're cooking it and putting it into a prep station. Pretty straightforward. All right, now I'm going to get set up for the next segment and I'll come back in 1 second. Alrighty, we're back here. So I have the gathered materials that I need here. It's pretty straightforward. It's quite similar to how the chips are set up. You have your onion being pulled by a grabber into a conveyor mixer. Like I said, this could be any other type of mixer. And for doing onion rings, this could be a heated mixer because the onions won't cook until the flour is added to them. So if by chance you roll and you want to upgrade a mixer, try to get a conveyor mixer or wrap it and you get it heated, you can use the heated one for onion rings because the onions won't cook. They'll just sit here. And we're going to have our prep station again, of course, and let's just have our grabber. And you may say, okay, well, how's that going to work? Well, all this would do is it'd bring onions here and they would just sit here. So you have to use a combiner. And you say, all right, well, how do you get flour to a combiner? Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's the same way as you do anything else. Now, again, here, just to make this look nicer, I have two conveyors. You could do that, essentially. But just to make it look a bit nicer for the guide, we have it like this. So what's going to happen is the onion's going to come through. It's going to get chopped. It's going to get put onto the safety hob, and it will sit there. And then you have your flour coming across. The flour is going to sit on the combiner, and then it will combine with the onion on the safety hob, thus it being cooked. Now, I'm going to do a quick run through of that, and you'll see exactly what happens. I'll run back up in here for you guys. And there you go. The flour is already there, ready to go. And then as soon as this touches, it combines it by itself. Again, you could use a smart grabber for this, just to make sure this doesn't get pulled through for some reason. I don't know why it would. But there you go. It's the easy way to set up for chips and for fries. And using safety hobs are the only method unless you have an autoplater. Because if not, they're going to burn. Or having a plate to put them on here. Because if not, they cook super, super fast. And they'll burn everything down. So it's a pretty straightforward automation. And, if you end up taking both of these sides, all you have to do is mimic this. You just mimic this automation. Plus, only thing you're adding to it is you're adding one combiner, really one grabber, and then your sack of flour, which you get anyway. So it's two more items, this and this, plus what you have over there to automate onion rings as well as chips. And like I said, you can configure this however you want. If you don't have a long layout like this to do this, again, you could take it, go like this, and you could put, to make it a little bit more compact, again, depending on what type of space you have, something like that. And because these are such a long automation chain. Like here I have a door. You could essentially set this whole automation up outside here somewhere in this hallway. You can't really see it too well in the hallway, and then all you have to do is have the prep station like literally sitting right here where I'm pinging right here, and then you have no wasted space. But it's a pretty straightforward automation, but I wanted to include it in this because I am doing sides. Either you can check out the video after this one, or checking this one out after you watch that one. I'm going to be showing you how to automate broccoli as well as automating potatoes. And this is where you don't have to touch them at all. It'll be full automation, other than probably putting a pot. I always do my, the pots I always kind of don't include in the automation because you don't want to have 3 pots of broccoli ready to go. You want 1 pot. But when the broccoli is done, you want it to cycle back through. So anyway, I don't want to give too much away here because if you've already seen that one, you're here to watch the chips and onion rings. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying all my PlateUp guides and my tutorials on food automation. If there's anything you'd like to see that I haven't covered thus far at the time of watching this video, please leave it in the comments below. If there's anything else, any type of automation, whether it's basic automation, advanced automation, or extreme automation, just to see what the limits are of game mechanics, please leave it in the comments below. I'm trying to cover just about every dish that I feel is worthy of automating. There are some that just aren't worthy of automating, but nonetheless, we'll have most of the dishes automated at some point in this playlist as the weeks go on. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll catch you all in the next PlateUp automation tutorial. Take care now.